Vidi, I guess I can just rip the Band-Aid off. The reports yesterday that Medin, there's been an allegation that Medin used a racial slur in the game against Brisbane. Are you aware of that, and do you have a response to it?
Processes with the FA, Joey. That's what I'm going to say.
And
Process with the FA.
And will Medin remain available for selection whilst the FA process is underway?
Yep.
Cool.
I guess, Aurelio, the follow-up there's a lot of toing and froing happening behind your interview the other day. Were you aware at all of what was going on when that happened?
No, I just saw what was happening behind me. I had no idea what was going on.
And appreciate that you've got the FA process to go through, but have you spoken with Medin about this? It's obviously a big moment in his very young career.
No need to.
Marco, did you have anything to ask on that before we moved on?
Oh, no, yeah, Vinny, I was just going to ask about just what was sort of, sort of touched on them, whether you'd spoken to him or how he's feeling about it, or whether he's, said anything to you or anyone at the club about it.
No.
Cool. Awesome. Well, not awesome, but Vinny, you also have a game on the weekends. Just firstly, on the injury and availability front, any fitness concerns coming into this one? Do you get anyone back, Sammy or someone like that?
So, Sammy's definitely back. He trained on Wednesday. He's had a day off yesterday, so back in it today. Elba's won't be available. He's still struggling. So Pete Antonio's back training with the group. Ben Mazzao's back training with the group. Ale Lopane obviously training back with the group. He was in the squad with Wongi last game. So and Leckie's still some time away. So that's about it.
Coming off a win, a much-needed win after 4 without one. Just have you noticed the shift in the atmosphere or the mood since that result?
Joey, generally, the emotions around the place are always dictated by results. When you're winning, you're on a high, and when you lose, you're on a pretty low, and it's a bit drab around the place. But to be honest, our last couple of weeks have been, the Sydney game and the game against Brisbane was very, very good. So we're definitely on the right track again. And a lot of it has to do with, one is, we spoke about behaviours and attitude. When that is at its highest level, then we're very hard to play against. And on top of that, now we're starting to get a little bit more confidence. You can see the confidence within the group in terms of, our attacking play. We had bigger numbers over the last 2 weeks than we had most of the year. So that's a really positive sign for us.
Vinny, I know it's not been that long since you've played the Jets. It's only been about a month. But what have you made of them since then? Obviously, a fair few goals happening in their games.
Yeah, I think Millsy's doing a really good job with them. Youngish group, really energetic, very mobile. In my opinion, I think they're the best attacking team in the competition. And I think, they've scored 23 goals, I think it is. Very dangerous going forward. And he's got guys, really playing out of their skin. So he's doing a great job. And it's a dangerous game. We had, although we won, I think it was 6 or 7 weeks ago we played. We won there 1-0, but we had a torrid time. So, it's definitely going to be a difficult game. But as we've seen the league ladder, Anna, it's so close and everyone is beating everyone, so you don't know what's going to happen. And they've got to be confident. Obviously, that they've beaten Auckland twice in Auckland, and that's no easy feat. Very dangerous side.
Vinny, you said they're the best attacking team in the comp. They also leak plenty of goals. Do you think you can expose them?
Yeah. Look, they probably won't be happy conceding just as many goals. So, and I think that our last game we played against them, we had a quite a few decent transition moments where it was very, very open and we didn't capitalise. So we definitely need to be better.
Obviously, Vidi, they're a team that you mentioned transition, and they do that exceptionally well. I mean, I doubt you'll be seeing them. There's some of their goals they scored against Auckland and the like. How do you, I guess, you like to control the ball, you like to pen teams in, but when you do lose the ball, what's the keys to cutting down their transition game?
Yeah, we just have to be prepared to lose it. You know, it's easy when you've got the ball and you're thinking about attacking and, you know, looking at your next movement, your next action, but our next action should be, you know, the alarm bells should always be ringing when we're anywhere near the front third. And that's things that we've been working on, you know, last year and again this year. So it's all part of our process as well. Just really need to think that, you know, you're going to lose the ball at some stage and you need to be ready. You need to be prepared and you need to be alert. And that's something that that we need to keep improving on for sure.
Who's in charge of marshalling that rest defence for you? Is it somebody like Sammy that's just keeping an eye on things? Is it Beachy stepping up to the halfway line, or is it more of a collective?
Everyone's got a role. You know, we've got leaders in every line, and they need some, you know, voice and direction. Absolutely, and basically that's what it is. So you think it's easy, but sometimes it's not, because, you know, you're always looking at where the play is rather than just thinking about, you know, well, I better get closer to my man, and in case it does break down. But definitely the last couple of weeks, certainly the game against Brisbane, we were very good in that area.
Any apologies if it's come up in the past few days while I've been away, but are you guys anticipating any sort of transfer movement in and out? We've just seen a little bit across the league the last week or so.
At this stage, I haven't heard anything. We have a football department meeting this afternoon, so maybe something comes out of that. But at this stage, absolutely nothing. But you never know what's going to happen. I think we don't open until the 14th, correct? I think it is the 14th.
Yeah.
14th.
Yeah.
No requests from you?
There's always requests, yes, always. They're always banged on the head, though.
Are you anticipating any interest in your players, Vidi? Any potential outgoings?
Probably. I think, you know, Max, Beachy, Kai, these guys are always probably going to be in someone's conversation for sure. You know, the young guys, you know, a heap of potential moving forward. So, as I said, at this stage, nothing's happened. So, I would love for nothing to happen on a selfish point of view, to try to keep the squad together. We're thin as it is anyway. So, you know, keeping our better players here is always going to be better for us.
Just Lex, is that timeline all going according to plan at the moment?
Yeah, so far so good. He's really recovered well. He's doing 5-6 hours of work every day. He's just come back from a Pilates session, so so far he's feeling really good. So time will tell. I would say in the next 6 weeks or so he'll be able to start running, and then just take it from there. So, but at this stage, all positive.
And Maxi, Vidi, obviously had gone through a lean patch prior to playing the Raw, but he got that goal. Have you noticed that there's a bit more pep in his step and that he's feeling a bit more confident now that he's got that out of the way?
Generally with the strikers, that's what happens, Joey. So, you know, he was always the same Max to us anyway here. Yeah, obviously he was, you know, when you have that sort of difficult period like he had, you know, there's always, you know, a sign of frustration and things like that. But he's kept a level head. He's that kind of guy anyway. I'm not saying that it didn't affect him, because it probably absolutely did. But absolutely normal. He's 20 years old and went through a little period like that. And I'll guarantee you, next year and the year after and the year after that, and for the rest of his career, he's going to have moments like that, and he'll just get better at when he goes through those moments next time. He will just be better prepared for it.
Because you did give him a spell against Sydney FC, but As you mentioned, he's 20 years old. He's played a lot of football this season, and I guess we only need to look at the Jets, guys like Alex Badalotto, their first season playing full season minutes and getting hurt. Do you anticipate needing to manage Max's minutes as the season goes on? That younger body getting exposed to week in and week out football. He's a bigger lad, which means that maybe a bit more stress than the smaller ones.
Yeah, I think that was part of the reasoning. Also, the Sydney game, and to be honest, he probably would have had a rest last week as well, had we not needed to make some changes with Elba, for example. So it may come down somewhere down the track during the course of the season where, yeah, absolutely. He's not the only one who just needs a spell. There's going to be other players who will need a spell sometimes, and, you know, a week or two just sitting on the bench and just not having that extra 90 or 100-minute load, sometimes it helps. So we just have to manage it as time goes on.